As a stylist, I've been lucky enough in my career to travel the planet. Through my travels, I met some interesting people, seen some amazing places, and found inspiration all along the way. Join me as I make new friends, seek out inspiration, and leave a trail of hair behind me. I'm Colin Caruso, and this is Style Trip. On this episode of Style Trip, we travel to Santa Cruz, California to meet local surf and hair legend Wavy Davy Adams. Santa Cruz is known for its laid-back vibe, rooted surf and skate culture, and is a creative haven for athletes, artists, and businesses alike. Join us as we take an inspirational trip through the original surf city to see what we can learn from the seaside community and the creators that make it uniquely Santa Cruz. There is a reason Santa Cruz is known as Surf City. With a plethora of legendary breaks to choose from, there is likely a wave to accommodate any level of surfer. No one knows these waves better than David Adams. David has been surfing these breaks daily for decades. What's up, man?
How are you, brother?
So this is your spot.
This is it. This is my daily routine. Every wave is different, and to be able to source that power from the ocean, from Mother Nature, and work with it. And I think that's a big thing. You got to be able to work with it and go with that.
Any lessons you learned from surfing you apply to hair?
Oh yeah. I mean, if the wave decides to just sort of, back off and be soft, well, you deal with it that way.
Yeah.
If it gets more aggressive, you need to adjust to that. So I think the ability to flow with it and take advantage of it, because it's always going to win. So if you get the opportunity to go with it for a while, it's great.
Well, I'm really looking forward to this connection with you and meeting your team and meeting Ashley and meeting Mike and really getting to know this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place.
Well, I'm very happy to be able to show you around.
Best tour guide ever, man.
Let's go do it.
Get in the water. I won't keep you. Now that we have an early morning surf session on the books, let's meet up with JPMS Artistic Director Heather Kaanoy and head over to the creative workshop of Ashley Lloyd Thompson. Not only is Ashley one of only a few female board shapers worldwide, she also takes great pride in being green certified as an eco board manufacturer. Every board she shapes is signed with love for a reason. Let's find out more about the fascinating art of board shaping.
Hey guys!
Hi.
How are you guys?
Heather, Ashley.
Hi,
nice
Ashley.
to
I'm
meet
Colin.
you too.
What's up?
Oh man, we had a great surf session. Ashley joined us in the water.
So fun.
Great way to start the day, huh?
Yes, definitely.
And now we're here to learn a little bit about this beautiful process. So you shape surfboards and you manufacture surfboards.
I do. Every board I sign made with love for a reason. So first I go through a consultation with whoever I'm going to make the board for, just to make sure we're on the same track. I have this series of questions that I ask them that helps to keep me on the right track, and it's kind of my job to figure out what best board would work for
It's just understanding their skill set as far as how good they are in the water, right?
Yes.
And what they can handle.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And knowing their experience and also what kind of waves they're surfing and how practical this board's going to be. Is it going to be your one board that you only surf when the waves are huge, or only knee high? I'm going to ride this board. So that all changes the shape.
Yeah.
So what's the basic anatomy?
Well, there's the stringer. This wooden line down the center is the stringer.
How do you get that blank to a finished product? Like, what's the process?
Lots of little tools.
And sandpaper in your hands.
Sandpaper in my hands and sanding block and screens. I shape it, and then it gets glassed. And so what glassing a board gives a really beautiful glide to a board.
So let's talk your board. How did you shape David's board to fit his needs?
Well, David likes V in the tail, how it turns.
And that was her interpretation from the original consultation.
It's great to have the eye, and it's great to have the tools, but it's really great when all those things come together.
Yeah.
That's really what makes a great artist. Our next artist works on an array of different canvases, from reclaimed wood to walls to even human skin. Mike Espinosa personifies the spirit of Santa Cruz. His work is not only prevalent on many iconic businesses throughout town, but it also can be found on many of Santa Cruz's most colorful locals.
You guys want to come back and see what we do?
Yeah.
All right.
it, huh?
Yeah, come on in.
Sick, brother. Love the artwork.
Thank you.
A lot of cool stuff, man.
Thanks. It's a little bit of everything. It's very eclectic in here.
And this is, you've been in this chair before.
I have indeed.
As a tattoo artist, how'd you get into tattoos?
Probably painting first as a young teenager, and then illustration and computer graphics, and then tattooing and oil painting, and it all kind of merges together, yeah.
I'm excited to just hear more about you and what you do as far as art. You work on human skin all the time. We work with human hair all the time.
Yeah.
So our canvases, they let us know what's up after
Absolutely.
after we produce
No
the
room
art.
for error.
Yeah.
So how do you go about your consults? How do you make sure that you're really hitting the mark for what people want?
Well, it's really crucial to listen to people, It's honestly, that's the most important part of the consult, is to hear them and to hear their words and to translate what they're saying into what they actually want, and to be clear about what you can and can't pull off. There's a lot of things that people think that are doable because of TV shows or social media or whatever, that aren't necessarily a long-term solution.
So let's talk about some of the pieces here. I mean, this one obviously...
This is a print, actually, of the original painting that's about 6 feet tall of Jack O'Neill. The original's over there at the main surf shop. We did that about 6 years ago, right at the 60th anniversary of O'Neill's, that was founded here in Santa Cruz. So we're kind of proud of him, and I kind of painted it as an homage to him in the beginning, and
it's amazing.
now we've actually done a mural down the street of it. So
and we're going to check that out in a bit, right?
Yeah, cool.
Super cool. So tell us a little bit about your process for tattooing, how it works, the inks you guys use, like how do you pull your color palette together? I'm really curious about that.
I really take into consideration the person's skin tones, and also the style that we're doing. A lot of times I'll do black and gray realism and things like that, which doesn't really, it's not as much of a factor. But if someone comes in and says, I want, yellow roses, and right off the bat that their skin isn't going to handle yellow roses, you have to figure out a way to create a background that's going to change the dynamic of what you're looking at on their skin as a canvas. The perfect customer is a person that I can meld with, and we can combine both of our ideas of where they're coming from. A lot of times a person will have like either a picture or maybe a drawing or a vibe of something that they want, and I have to kind of merge my brain with their brain and pull out of them what they're really asking for. And then once I've heard it, then I'm going to show them what I think I've heard.
You really have to be effective at pulling that out of people and making sure that you're making them happy. So I think this is great, man. I'm curious to walk around the town with you. I want to see how your art interacts with the community and how the community interacts with you.
Yeah,
so
let's go
take
check
a
out your
walk.
mural.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Cool.
So it's just based off that painting that we did for the 60th anniversary. So I just kind of tried to stay true to the original painting. It's a little more simplified just because it's on a wall, but...
The whole community gets to see it. You get to see it whenever you drive to work.
And it's going to be here for a while.
Yeah, that's where
hopefully,
you're at. That's really, really cool, man. I love
Apparently
it.
it's waterproof because it's lasted 3 seasons.
Well, dude, this is amazing, man. And I really appreciate you sharing and taking the time to really show us what you're all about and show us what Santa Cruz is all about, man. And
Thanks
cool,
for
brother.
coming.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. See you soon, my friend.
Now that we've experienced this amazing community by foot, it's time to change our perspective and set sail with David Adams stylist Travis Nicolette. So tell me about this boat, man. Boat life.
Boat life is where it's at, man. It's the only way to be on the ocean when it's windy and you can't surf. If it's flat and windy, what else are you gonna do?
That's cool.
Gotta go hit the bay on the boat.
Nice.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of moving parts, man, and I know you wanted us to be here because number one, team is really one of the most important things to you guys. You don't function as one, you guys function best as a unit. And you told me sailing really incorporates
Absolutely.
that type of philosophy.
Yeah, absolutely. I depend on this guy, man.
Yeah.
We need each other out here. And there's a lot of, as you say, moving parts, so to speak. But it gets real interesting really quickly sometimes.
Just
define that.
Just like on the salon floor.
So you're saying the ocean's a lot like the salon, calm 1 minute, next thing you're running behind, it's a little hectic?
Absolutely. Every time is different. Just like every client, when they come in, it's just a different situation. Like, the sailboat is the same thing. And so is surfing. Every time, you got the same board, same suit, everything's the same, but every time you go, it's different. And I think that breaks it up, because doing the same thing every day is monotonous and not that fun, right?
I agree,
But
man.
going to the same place and doing something different every day is kind of a different deal. And that's kind of how this is. You never know really what we're going to get out of it.
I think that's all why we maybe chose to be hairdressers, is we're not in that same old Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, over and over every time we walk through those salon doors.
Absolutely.
whatever's on those books is what we're dealing with that day.
And sometimes it ain't even on the book and it shows up and you gotta deal with it anyway.
We do that, to be able to support our lifestyle and be artists and be in an environment like this. I mean,
It's amazing.
come on.
After a full day of fun, sun, and inspiration, it's time to head to David's home, affectionately known as Scruffy Acres. Let's meet up with the David Adams Salon team to recap our day and discuss our cut and color ideas for tomorrow's model.
Welcome. Yeah, here it is.
What's
Hey,
Hi.
it's Ellie and Gam and Kashaya.
guys, what's happening? So, when we started this project, we had called David and just, get a feel for everybody's community and what's important to them. And the first thing that you brought up was your team. So tell me a little bit about your guys' dynamics. Like, what makes your salon so unique?
I feel like we're friends outside of the salon,
Yeah,
and
we
then
all
that
hang
carries over into the salon, and then I feel like clients can tell, like, everybody is talking to each other,
Yeah.
and we're not just in our
Yeah.
own bubble,
The seamless flow that we have, there are times where an individual getting their hair, a service done, hardly even knows whose hands are on their hair.
Yeah.
That flow is really great.
Let's talk inspiration now. So
Yeah.
we hung out, our first stop today was with Ashley. And we
Ashley
went
Lloyd.
in, Ashley Lloyd Thompson, and we went in and we saw the shaping of the board. And to me, that really kind of represents what we do. I mean, it's one thing that you can look at a surfboard and it can be beautiful and it can be exquisite and it can be shaped perfectly and it can have all the right colors. But if it doesn't perform out in the ocean, there's really no point in it existing, right? And that really
Otherwise,
kind
it's a wall hanging.
yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what we want to do tomorrow with the shape. We're going to give her something that
that
brings
she can function with.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest thing we hit.
Represent.
A lot of the times is the guest has this one expectation, but are they great at blowing out that little tight bob every day? Can they duplicate what we give them behind the chair?
when we were with Mike with the tattoos, one of the things that really stuck out for me was people have an idea of what they want, but it's up to us to make sure it works for them. And I loved even the surfboard analogy where when we glass the actual board, a lot of
Color
time,
and the gloss come to life. It brings it to life.
yeah, that's
It's-
kind of
it's-
what hair color does.
It's the finish.
After a great brainstorming session and a good night's rest, it's time to head over to the salon, meet our model, and turn our vision into reality. So one of the things we wanted to do is make sure we have a consult with you so that we're all on the same page and you're feeling comfortable about your hair when you leave. On a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being a very minimal change, 5 being more of a maximum complete makeover, what are you looking for as far as change goes?
Honestly, I think a 3.5.
So one of the things we want to do first is talk shape. And
Okay.
I know you're the expert, you're the man on this one, so
Shampoo, condition, do your daily or weekly routine, whatever you do. The towel comes off your head. What happens?
Sometimes I just put it back in a ponytail, let it dry.
Okay.
And then other days when I'm feeling a little more glamorous, the job calls, I have to blow dry
we
it.
took a little trip to an amazing female surfboard shaper, Ashley
wow.
Lloyd Thompson. And we were really inspired by what she did with her hands and how she actually carved that shape of the board and made sure it wasn't only just beautiful, but it functioned. Our first question to you is show us where you would be comfortable lengthwise. What does a level 3.5 change look like for you lengthwise?
Don't judge me, but my 3.5 is probably around there.
So now we know that. How can we shape this or carve this or make this cut pop, but also really keep a little bit of length so it's not short that's making it pop, but just shape that's making it pop?
We're talking about doing a full fringe, bringing the links that are here in the fringe and having it be a stronger, fuller fringe. So that's going to do a whole bunch to the structure of the face.
Okay.
And what's going to happen.
So now that we have your shape really kind of established based off your guidelines, anything that you want to show us?
Yeah, so what's really trendy now is the long bob, so that's kind of a cool thing that we're looking at doing that.
Okay.
So I do have some pictures I just pulled up. And as far as color goes, I'm pretty flexible, but I like how this is kind of transitional.
And you like those tones as well? those
Yeah.
golden warm kind of
Yeah, I think that's very
sun-kissed
autumn
blocks.
and
That's great.
very Santa Cruz too. Just a very California vibe for me.
So I love how our little planet's coming together.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to work with the demi. Definitely at least top coat over top with the demi. Just like that glassing of the surfboard. We want this to be shiny and beautiful and accentuate the shape. So I love how we worked with pictures as well. Oftentimes clients don't know whether or not to bring pictures in or not. We always suggest that we bring in pictures, like we learned from Mike in the Black Pearl.
All perspectives too. You know, I think that was one thing I hit with Mike was when his client comes in, it's not just one image of this mural or tattoo, it's a variation of and how they blend together.
As we learned from Mike, Ashley, and Travis, listening and working together with your guest is key if you want to meet their expectations. Now that we've heard from our model, it's time to get our hands into some hair, Santa Cruz style. All right, so now we have our foils in. Those are gonna be our little pops of color that are coming through. And you are gonna be our glosser, right? You're gonna make this all come to life. What products, what formula are you using?
So we're going to be using the Demi today, Paul Mitchell Demi Permanent Color. We're going to be working with the 9V and a 7N. That 9V is going to kind of pull a little bit of that brassiness out.
Oftentimes we have clients that'll say, hey, I don't want a toner, I don't need a toner today. You always need a toner. Number one, it's gonna make your hair healthier. It's also gonna enable us to adjust the hues and add depth. But most importantly, it's gonna add tremendous amount of shine, just like the shine on the surfboard that we saw. We're gonna recapture that right here. All right, Celeste, you look beautiful. We are almost finished here on our collaboration. You guys can see that we have that really beautiful shape. It's about a 3.5 out of a 5 scale, which is great. The change has been in there. We went from a dry shape, just like the surfboard, cut everything out, really rough cut it in, placed our color in, just like we did with the tattoos and the murals that we saw. We did a little bit of lightening in throughout here, a little bit of a glossing technique with our demi that really gave us a shine. And we also add a little light or a little pop, which is all temporary with our Color Craft conditioner. So it's a little bit of lived in fun that fits the lifestyle. And you guys can see all this. We're gonna come in and actually just remove a little bit of that weight, kind of carve it out one last time. Finishing steps, pop that color just a little bit throughout. So the style's there, you did that with product?
Right, we went through and mainly working with products that help to hydrate and control that frizz. We know with Celeste, she can wear this look 2 ways. Whether she wants to wash and wear, that lavender mint defining gel is really going to control. You can scrunch that hair and utilize your natural texture, or for a beautiful sleek blowout, a combination of the taming cream with the gel is really going to help to control and eliminate any of that frizz coming back with that natural moisture in the air.
So David, you good on the refinement?
I am. We got this carved just where we want it. Expose some of those great color panels that you got to come shining through here. Let's rock and roll. Voila!
I really think we did a great job representing the beautiful city of Pleasure Point and Santa Cruz and the David Adams Salon. Everything's coming together from the inspiration from our surfboard shaping all the way down to our murals, to our wonderful surf community, the GOAT right here, the greatest. Everybody knows this man. You are lucky to have his hands in your hair. And let's go take some pictures, yeah?
Yeah, cool. Let's go get the gang and celebrate this hair.
I've learned a lot from my friends in Santa Cruz. For starters, surfers and stylists are a lot alike. In our environment, we can be competitive and territorial, but even our most valued trade secrets become topic of conversation when we sit together and break bread. Whether you're a board shaper, a tattoo artist, a hairstylist, or a salon guest, listening, communicating, and working together is the only way to ensure we all get to leave happy. After all, happiness is the best currency any artist can receive. I'm Colin Caruso, and this is Style Trip.
Close your eyes so you can see. Walk on water, then you can believe in the possibilities you can conceive. Open your heart your mind free.